Hey everybody, it's Total Gamer Junkie, and I want to welcome you all back to my channel. So first out, I want to give a thanks to everyone who's watched my video of Life is Strange issue 1. I really appreciate. Also the comments, I commented to all of you commented on the issue 1 video, and thanks for your support, it means a lot, and also thanks to the new subscribers I got. Alright, now in this video, I want to go over Max's powers. Now, are they evolving or deteriorating? Now, actually, I have a pretty good idea based off a fan fiction. Now, but before we get into that, we're gonna go over everything we know about Max's new power. So let's start it off right here. Max is with Chloe, and they're both arguing about Arcadia Bay. Chloe, understandably, is angry because Sean Prescott is trying to hold a memorial service for and rebuild Arcadia Bay to restore his image, even though we all know it's full of shit. We all know that he helped Jefferson, yet Jefferson ended up killing him in the end, but because of a tornado, it destroyed everything, and including it possibly flung around his corpse, and it landed somewhere, and people would have thought he died in the storm rather than what his crimes did. So after arguing, Max says to Chloe, "I know nothing can replace what you lost, but I want you to be happy here, Chloe." And which Chloe is like, shrugs it off. "What I lost? Kind of dramatic, Maximus. Sometimes I wonder if I should just move back and take Mum's offer of a job." I mean, but Diana isn't so bad. That's probably right. And Max, she can't believe what she's hearing. Like, did she read what has just happened? That's when Chloe says, "I think I feel the same. It's going along would be too feel the same. Us going along would be too weird." And this is the first time we see Max jump to another reality without using a photograph or anything. And so she kind of gets the headache that we see in the games, but her nose doesn't bleed. Alright, moving on. Max and Chloe are dressed up for the pirate party. Chloe goes on about Rachel and how her life was taken from her, and how Kate nearly killed herself. And she even says Nathan and Victoria, they should be remembered as moments before a storm. Honestly, I fuck Nathan and Victoria, seriously. Anyway, so Chloe begins to leave. She doesn't feel comfortable going to the party. She goes to leave. Max is chasing after her. "They're expecting us, Chloe. We can't." And she's cut off when Chloe goes, "Max, I know. I said I'd try meeting your trendy new friends, but I'm tired. Maybe another time." "No, it's happening again. What is this? Chloe, look at me. Dex, Dwight, you know them. We've been friends with them for most of the year." So in this version of reality, Chloe isn't friends with Dex, Dwight, and the two other girls, which is interesting considering how they're all good friends in the present timeline. Now, while one excuse for Max's jumping back and forth could be like the TV series, I think it's called Looper or something, where he's jumping from place to place, and from different times in the past and that, but he's jumping into other people's bodies and takes on their identity. It's not like that, but the jumping, I believe, is like how it happens, because he randomly ends up jumping. Okay, so then Chloe's calling out to Max, like, "I'm sorry, come back." It's like, "We'll talk about this." And Max is like, she can't understand what's happening. She was chasing after Chloe, yet Chloe's the one calling after her because she was leaving. Another excuse could be that Max is switching with a different Max from a different timeline. Like, one could be, what do you call it? I'll explain this in detail later, but what I'm saying is, if Max has the time ability and she can create timelines, who's to say there aren't other Maxes? Remember at the end of episode 5, before you have to choose whether to sacrifice Arcadia Bay or sacrifice Chloe, Max is talking to this other version of her. So if that version exists, who's to say, well, we don't know if she exists for real, but let's just say she does. Who's to say other versions of Max can't exist and some of them are experiencing the same problem? because they're all the same person, their consciousness for a short time are switching bodies. You know what I mean? Which would be a little weird. Anyway, the final part where Chloe disappears, where Max jumps into another timeline, is she's at the party with Chloe. They're listening to the music. She checks her watch, then they're gone. So she's going up to people asking about Chloe. It's like, Chloe, where is she? No one knows Chloe. Suddenly her nose starts bleeding. And she's going frantic now. She's like, Chloe, Chloe. Someone even commented saying she sniffed something bad, I think. And she gets up on stage with Tammy. It's like, Chloe, I've lost Chloe. She was here. And Tammy goes, Chloe Price, your friend from Arcadia Bay? Yes. And the other woman, the headdress, goes, Max, you know that Chloe. So I assume in this version of reality, you've chosen to sacrifice Chloe to save Arcadia Bay. Or, yes, or it could be a version of reality where Max never got time travel powers. So after that, they decide to travel to Arcadia Bay. Now, like, we don't know exactly what's happening, but I do have one theory that is really good. There's this, you know how people write fanfiction. There's this one fanfic. It's called The Lights of Arcadia Bay. Now, when I first read this, it was on chapter 52, and it's been releasing a new chapter ever since. It's on to 100 chapters now, and basically, it's about Max sacrificing Chloe to save Arcadia Bay. Now, it's really interesting to see, because most fanfics focus on Max and Chloe and, like, leaving Arcadia Bay. But it's nice to see that there's a fanfic where it doesn't focus on that. It's mostly finished. It's got 100 pages, and 100 chapters. I mean, and the writer said he's got to add something else to it in a few weeks. Anyway, it's Chasefield, which I know, like, I'm Pricefield all the way, but this fanfic is the only fanfic I ship Chasefield. None else, just this one. It is like in my top tier 5 of all fanfics of Life is Strange. This is like really good. It's a tie-in with another one, but I'll leave a list of all the fanfics below, including this one, which is called The Lights of Arcadia Bay. I'll leave a link below. So anyway, in chapter 8, I think it's chapter 18, Max is in class, and she ends up blacking out. And in the next chapter, she wakes up back in her old home in Seattle. And her dad's calling out to her, and she goes to get dressed, and she discovers that she has an ankle monitor on her leg. Turns out that she's jumped to a reality where William was alive, and she chose to euthanize Chloe because she became paralyzed from the neck down. So it was really interesting to see how that play out, and she even jumps again to another reality where she sacrificed Arcadia Bay to save Chloe, and she's talking to that Chloe. And that Chloe mentions that they have their fair share of problems, but they power through it because they have each other. So it's really interesting to say, like, this, like, to me, I believe this is very similar what's happening to this fanfic and what's happening to Max in the comic. I believe that that's the same thing that's happening. But like I said, this is all just a theory, this is speculation. Like, maybe because she's rewinding time so much, maybe she's getting some type of time travel dementia, you know? She can't control it, and she's jumping back and forth. Like, I don't know. Like, are her powers evolving or deteriorating? Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is Total Gamer Junkie signing off. And before I do, by the way, I bought 3 games yesterday. I'll mention them in my previous video, but Red Dead Redemption 2, Fallout 76, and the Spyro Trilogy. Now, after this video is edited and uploaded, I'm gonna play some Red Dead Redemption, because I made a short video because I got the game late and I couldn't exactly use my microphone to talk. So I'm gonna be uploading that later today as well. So yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you all enjoy the Red Dead Redemption 2 and the Fallout 76 and the Spyro Trilogy when I upload them. This is Total Gamer Junkie signing off.